Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so make sure you check out your other placements, keeping the messages that resonate and leaving the rest behind. Okay, what is the energy around Aquarius's week? Let's see here. Poised. Aquarius, you are ready to do something. This is a very interesting card to receive. It really suggests that you're sort of feeling really confident about your next move, and you're ready. You're confident and you're ready to go for something. So that's a beautiful message to start your week off with. Something inside you has sort of shifted, and you're now feeling like you're ready to go for something. You're ready to take the next step. You're not feeling insecure anymore. You're not feeling like you're not sure. You're ready to bring something to light, and you have sort of this confidence that's beaming out from you. So it's a beautiful message to start your reading. I feel like you're sort of at a place where you're really tapped into yourself. And so it's like, you know, that feeling when you feel grounded, confident, you feel like you're wise, and you've got this knowledge that you're armed with that's going to help you in this new phase that you're about to begin. Something has shifted your confidence this week, Aquarius, and it's like you're ready to respond to something, and it's bringing in a new phase for you. So this is really beautiful energy for you, Aquarius. Let's jump into the tarot cards and see if we can sort of understand a little bit more about this. What a beautiful way to start your reading, Aquarius. You're feeling ready. Yeah, isn't that interesting? 2 of coins coming out in reverse for the beginning here. Just as you're sort of starting to feel confident and ready. Let me just get the rest of these cards out for you. Oh, wow. This has to do with some relationship and a new beginning. Yeah, there's an, yeah, you're done lying to yourself about this. This is interesting. Your cards are all coming out at once. Let's stop there and have a look here. Bottom of the deck is the 6 of Pentacles, which leaves the Ace of Swords in upright on the bottom of the deck. So it's almost like you've got this new attitude here, Aquarius, and it's really serving you well. I feel like seeing the 2 of Pentacles in reverse kind of makes me feel like you're no longer struggling to make a decision. Like, you know that things may have been out of balance, or there could have been a lack of harmony. You may have been committing to too many things, but I feel like you've slowed right down. And now you've got this Knight of Pentacles sort of determination and focus. And seeing the Page of Swords in reverse tells me that you're no longer sort of paying attention to gossip or like any kind of third party talk. You know what I mean? Like, you're sort of just like focused and looking at things that are serving you. But there is something about this Page of Swords in reverse that makes me wonder if there's a part of you that's still sort of unsure about this relationship. I feel like you're ready to make a new start. You know, I see that here. There is a new beginning here that you're ready for. And it's a new framework that you're operating under with this Ace of Swords. But I'm almost wondering if you still have some sort of like, if you're still paying attention to a little bit of dishonesty when it comes to this relationship. I feel like you're still not really able to stay grounded when you think about this past connection, and that you might still be hanging on to some past stuff. But having said that, I do think that you're almost ready to forgive or to sort of start again. There's something holding you back. You're very confident to make your next move, but it's almost like there's a part of you that's anticipating someone approaching you. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. You're very confident, but I don't know that you're willing to make the first move. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. It's almost like you're confident insofar as you're expecting this person to come back to you. And it might be that you're like, I'm ready to forgive them now. It's very interesting. I sort of thought this was going to go a different way when I saw the poised card and your first row of cards. I sort of thought that you were going to make the first move, but I don't think you're going to make the first move. I think you're ready for something new in this past dynamic, but I don't think you're ready to make the first move. I think you're ready to receive a first move. Does that make sense? Like, you're ready for someone to approach you. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't think you're at peace with what happened in the past, but at the same time, it's almost like you're ready to let people in again. And you're ready to forgive someone for disappointing you in the past. But it's really intriguing because there may be a need for closure, so that you can sort of complete something that started in the past and ended in the past, but got left undone. You know what I mean? Like, there is an unmet dream here. Now, the question that I'm feeling as I look at your cards is, are you really only ready to receive and not to give? Is that true, Aquarius? It may be. That might be your limit. That might be why you're so confident. Your confidence might be coming from the fact that you sort of have this knowing almost that someone may be ready to approach you. But I don't think that that's in balance, actually. I think that you might just be telling yourself that, Aquarius, that this is a one-way situation, and that, you know, you're not necessarily going to take the first step. And I kind of feel like if you don't take the first step, then it's a little bit of that sort of like all talk, no action kind of energy. This could be a false sense of confidence that we're dealing with. And it's almost verging on this idea that you might be making some assumptions. You might be sort of paying attention to certain things and making connections that don't actually add up. I think if you're interested in this individual that we see in the Two of Cups, it's almost like you have to be willing to make the first step. I think maybe that's what's going on here. And the Two of Pentacles started us off because there's conflict here still. Like, there's two opposing forces in the Two of Pentacles and then this Two of Cups. It's like neither one of you want to take the first step. I think that's what's going on here. You feel very confident that someone will approach you. And I think they feel very confident that you will approach them. This is fascinating. You might be dealing with an earth sign because it started your reading, Pentacles, and ended your reading. Like, in terms of the tarot cards, I can't help but think that we're seeing the Ace of Swords here because, oh, and look at that. Behind it is the Five of Cups. So that's very interesting. I think what we're seeing here is that there's a stalemate. There's a stalemate between two people from the past here. You and someone else from your past, and you're both sort of not willing to take the first step towards each other, but you both want to. That's what it feels like. It feels like you both want to, and it's almost like you're both expecting the other person to come forward, so you're just waiting. And that's why you're so confident. But you might have a false sense of confidence here. This confidence is encouraging you to go for this new beginning that you're seeking. But it's like I feel like you're expecting someone to approach you. And I wonder if that's a false sort of belief that you're sort of hanging on to, like, well, if they want a new beginning, they're going to have to approach me. But you want the new beginning too. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's fascinating here. And I don't think you have a cool head when it comes to this. When you think about this union from the past, I think you find yourself unable to control your emotions. You sort of become a little bit dramatic and feel like there was a lot of one way sort of like one way flowing energy in this relationship. And maybe you think that you were the only one giving, but I think maybe they think that too. When I look at that Six of Pentacles, I think you both actually feel the same way, but it's like you're both pointing the finger at the other person. Do you know what I mean? It's very interesting. You're pointing your finger at them and they're pointing their finger at you. And as a result, we have a stalemate situation where nothing is happening. Isn't that interesting? Even though there is a new beginning here that's possible, I think in order for this new beginning to happen, you're going to both have to start fresh and not take any shortcuts and to sort of accept that whatever happened in the past happened in the past. And if you're going to be together again in the future, then, or in the now, it's almost like it has to be a blank slate, right? Like, this Ace of Swords and this Five of Cups here, it's interesting because it's almost like you both have to resolve that this is in the past, and if you're going to have a fresh start, it truly has to be a fresh start, a fresh perspective, a fresh outlook, where nobody is sort of picking up or pointing out things from the past, but staying grounded in new ideas, sort of allowing yourself to communicate on a blank slate. This is a moment of clarity. There's an opportunity for a moment of clarity here, but I wonder, will you take it or not? It's very interesting. You're still very triggered by this person. When they come up in conversation, you feel yourself, sort of the temperature starts to rise. You know, and it feels undone. Like, however you guys ended things, you haven't talked since, I don't think. And there's a dialogue or a narrative about the situation that you're both holding still. And you're both sort of lying to yourselves about how you really feel, and you're both holding back. It's very interesting. Neither party is communicating their true intentions. I wonder why. I think it's one of those kind of situations where nobody wants to make the first move. It must have ended in a way where both people, again, felt like it was a one-way street. You felt like it had to be their way, and they felt like it always had to be your way. And so nobody, as a result, is doing anything about anything right now. But, excuse me, I think when it comes to how you feel about this connection, you feel really confident that you could have a new start with them. Someone's going to have to make the first move, Aquarius. Someone's going to have to pull the trigger on this. And it's interesting. You're sort of being guided to march in. When I see that Knight of Pentacles, it's like you're sort of being guided to move towards somebody, to release these past energies and move towards confidently, determined, and focused. You know, if I were to see how that feels for you, because it's almost like if nobody does anything, if nobody moves towards the other, then nothing's going to happen. But that Knight of Pentacles kind of makes me feel like in order for this situation to be resolved and a new start to be possible, someone has to make the first move. And it's interesting. Maybe I think you're expecting this earth sign to make the first move, and this earth sign is expecting you to make the first move, and you're both very confident that the other person is going to initiate. Let's see. What do you need to surrender? Surrender your desire to control people. Isn't that interesting, Aquarius? Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To be more effectively, oh, excuse me, let me start that again. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. You know, it's interesting because I think that's exactly what's happening. It's just, I think it's almost like by stepping back and giving the situation breathing room, that's exactly what I feel here, is that you're expecting that this other person is going to come forward, but I think they're expecting the same thing. This is really interesting. This is kind of twin flamey in the sense of chaser and runner dynamics. Like in a twin flame union, oftentimes there's a chaser and a runner. And you switch from time to time, right? The chaser becomes the runner and the runner becomes the chaser. But it's almost like there's no peace because right when you find yourself chasing, the other person is running, and vice versa. We also see here surrender your addictions coming out. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, overworking, take action to begin the healing of the addiction and replace it with a healthier alternative. I kind of feel like this situation has a bit of an addictive quality to it, because it seems to be one from the past that has not been released. And it's almost like you're very, very like tied to each other, just like these two pentacles. These two coins are sort of got that red cord tied around them, and it's like, will you break the connection and start a fresh one, or will we keep running around this wheel? You know what I mean? And I kind of think nobody wins in that case. You know, definitely surrender your desire to control people and outcomes, and anything that feels like it's sort of a chain around you, to break free from that. And it's interesting. I think you're ready to take a step here, but will you is the question, Aquarius. Wow, what an interesting reading. Totally changed tones on me. When I saw poised, I thought, oh, okay, Aquarius is ready. I don't think Aquarius is ready. I think Aquarius is ready to receive, but not to step forward. This is very intriguing. Have some time to think about how this resonates for you. I'm going to leave it at that. If this has resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below. I'm sending you so much love and light, Aquarius. Take care.